The Korean movie Oldboy, 2003, based on a Japanese manga of the same name, is recognized by critics as a masterpiece. At first, the movie seems senselessly cruel, but this is only the first impression. Some time must pass for a correct estimate: days, weeks, or maybe even months. And then there is no doubt left, the strength and power of the movie becomes obvious. Cruelty is not the main thing in the film, although there is plenty of it and it is shocking. An illegal prison itself, where kidnapped people are held for revenge, is beyond the boundaries of usual things. The prison embodies an idea that revenge is a dish that should be eaten cold. In our case, the Avenger eats it well cooled and for a very long time, for years and even decades, watching the torments of his abuser. Only the Eastern mentality could suggest such a form of revenge. For a European it looks wild and meaningless, but in the East they have always been able to humiliate and torment enemies with pleasure. Though it is very difficult to provide the secret functioning of such a prison, in which there are a lot of servants and guards. But let's say, it is also clear that the services of such a prison would be very expensive for kidnappers and only very rich people would be able to afford them. Though people like this always exist. Although Sigmund Freud said once that when you forgive your enemy, it means that he is finished, but those who would like to take cruel revenge for old grievances have not completely disappeared yet. The only thing holding them back is that it is dangerous and troublesome. The Avenger in the film, whose name is Lee Woo-jin, is exactly like that. He is very rich and has mental problems. In his head, the cause-and-effect relationships of the past events are broken. He takes revenge on the main character Oh Dae-soo, in fact, for nothing. Oh Dae-soo only once became a catalyst for the main misfortune of Lee Woo-jin's life. Lee Woo-jin entered into incest with his own sister, and Oh Dae-soo, who saw this, just blabbed of it to his friend, who spread the rumor throughout the school where they studied. In this place we can see a weak point of the script. The scandal could have been easily hushed up by transferring the lovers to another school, but Lee Woo-jin's sister decided to commit a suicide, and her brother could not keep her, and, it seems, he did not really want to, being afraid for himself. That's all. This chain of events leads to a terrible revenge that has befallen on Oh Dae-soo. The idea of the movie is that anyone can expect something like this if he runs into a fixated madman who considers himself as offended. Oh Dae-soo met his madman, but for a long time did not suspect of it. The revenge began when it passed several years after school and he already had his own family, a wife and a daughter. Somebody kidnaps him and holds many years in a secret private prison. He has no idea what he is being punished for, but decides to take revenge on the scoundrel in future, and learns fighting arts. Then after 15 years, they suddenly release him. Oh Dae-soo can't know that the most terrible thing is waiting for him ahead. Prison was only a prelude, the main part of the revenge begins now. Lee Woo-jin destroys the identity of Oh Dae-soo step by step, and the victim does not understand what is happening and where he is in danger from. The Avenger is much smarter than the victim and manipulates by Oh Dae-soo as he wants. Oh Dae-soo thinks that it is he who taking revenge, but in fact, the opposite is true. When Oh Dae-soo was in prison, Lee Woo-jin's men killed his wife and planted evidence against him at the crime scene. Now the Avenger arranges everything so that Oh Dae-soo enters into a sexual relationship with his daughter Mi-do, not knowing that it is her. That is, he makes Oh Dae-soo to do the same that he did. The Avenger is playing cat and mouse with Oh Dae-soo and promises that if Oh Dae-soo understands everything, he commits suicide, but if not, he'll kill Mi-do. Oh Dae-soo finds out the truth with great difficulty, making many mistakes at the same time, but Lee Woo-jin is still going to finally reveal to Mi-do that she is sleeping with her father. Only at the cost of incredible humiliation and his own tongue cut off personally, Oh Dae-soo manages to persuade Lee Woo-jin not to do this. That's it, revenge has been accomplished. Lee Woo-jin has enjoyed by it in full and now he has no motivation to continue living. He didn't even get old in the film just because he was obsessed with only one goal all these years and didn't seem to live. Before suicide he declares that he and his sister loved each other, and asks if Oh Dae-soo and his daughter can do the same. Lee Woo-jin shoots himself in the head. Oh Dae-soo comes to the female hypnotist who previously programmed him and Mi-do to fall in love with each other. He wants that she erase his knowledge of Mi-do being his daughter so that they can stay happy together. But she failed. In final scene Mi-do finds Oh Dae-soo lying on a snow, but there are no signs of the hypnotist. Mi-do confesses her love for him and the two embrace. Oh Dae-soo breaks into a wide smile, which slowly replaces by a look of pain and he cries. It means he forgot nothing. Now Oh Dae-soo has to live with it. What choice will he do? The cut-off tongue is an allegory of the fact that he will never be able to tell me the truth, suffering from it. And this is exactly what Lee Woo-jin wanted. Also, it is clear that revenge destroyed both of them, Lee Woo-jin physically and Odesu morally. The desire for revenge involves mechanisms in a person that completely ruin his or her life. The goal is achievable, but at too high a price. And what do you think about this movie? Write it in comment, put like, and subscribe to the channel. See you.